crazy again. Blabbering on about my life again, but hopefully not too much this time because I'm wanting to do a bit of a self-help type thing video. Sorry for the music, I can't speak without music on. Well, basically I'll tell you a little bit more about myself because the other video didn't explain much because I kind of mainly made it on Facebook to raise awareness for my friends with personality disorders because they're the ones that have kind of got the tail end of mine. But this one is purely for everyone. I have had problems with everything since I was really young. I'm not going to get into details, but about personal stuff. But basically, a lot of things happened in that, and as I grew up, I didn't develop properly. I started becoming really, really attached to my mum. And when my parents split up, my mum left, and my dad told me that she was never coming back. And I started believing it because I was only 5 years old, and I was really, really attached to my mum after all the things that I was going through, even at 5. And when this happened, I felt completely abandoned, and that was the start of my feeling abandoned. Even though it turns out my mum never abandoned me, she just needed to get out of that situation, and she wanted to take us with us, but she couldn't without custody or anything. So she actually returned a week later. So that, but like, it kind of started playing on my emotions and thinking maybe I'm right, I'm going to be abandoned. And just a lot of things happened as I was growing up, and then once I became like 10 plus, I really started struggling, and I showed it with eating problems because that showed everyone how distressed I was, and it made people care for me, and I felt like a child again when I was 13 and 12. Even that as a child, at the age, like most people were beginning to experiment with my makeup and all that, I wanted to be like little again and looked after. So I started not eating, and that was my way of express. It wasn't because I thought I was fat. It wasn't really because I thought I need to lose weight, and that, well, it became that as I started losing weight because I started getting in a habit. But to begin with, it was just purely because I wanted someone to care, and that was when it started coming out like that. Was because I thought you need to be hurt or something to feel cared for, and I was so terrified of being alone, and friendships and that kept failing because of being so attached, and they thought I was too clingy and they would just leave because of that. Basically, that's a rough bit. I'll go into more detail again in another video, but my main advice to anyone now after being in hospital for pretty much 5 years solid is, if you can, if you're well, like physically well enough to, stay out of hospital. I know most people won't agree with that, but from my experience, being in hospital made me a hell of a lot worse. I learned other ways of coping. I started relying on being cared, like having 24-hour care, someone there all the time to speak to. And although people, that might sound quite appealing to someone who's feeling like I was, and like you might be feeling, it's not helpful at all. The thing that has helped me the most is now being 18, almost 19, is living by myself, which sounds crazy after years of one-to-one, like constant observation it's called. So you constantly have a nurse there for months on end for me. And I've found living on my own, although it's really, really, really difficult at some points, I've found overall that has made me the best. And I've been out of hospital for 7 months now because of it. And I've hardly had any appointments or anything, and I'm pretty much off my medication, which is crazy compared to how much I was on. And I've found that helpful because I've learned to be independent. I've learned that I'm actually not alone, and when I am alone, I can bear it. Nothing happens, nothing bad. I don't die. It's amazing. I'm learning to look after myself, to shop for myself, learning to cook new foods, things like that. It just keeps me busy, and it gives me a purpose in life for me, even if it doesn't involve someone else all the time. It gives me a purpose in life, is to look after me, and mainly now is to help other people, and only because I only believe you should help other people when you're helping yourself, and I am helping myself now and look after myself. So I believe I'm in a place to help people, and I'm not triggered or anything by anything. So anyone can come to me and tell me anything, and it doesn't affect my mental health, because I've realised I don't want to be back in that place again, like back into that mental state again. Although I'm not very well still with my thought process, I'm not self-harming anymore, despite my arms being covered in scars. I haven't done it in a long time. And I'm eating really well, despite having stomach and bowel problems now after so much stress and taking too many tablets and things like that as I was growing up. It's caused my body to kind of break down. So, but I still want to eat, and I do eat when I can, and I eat what I want. After years and years of starving myself, it's crazy. But basically, yeah, main advice. Sorry, back. I was getting on to me again. Main advice is try stay out of hospital if you can. Even if you think and think and think that is where I need to be, I'm only going to get better from in there. Truth is, you'll end up staying in for months and months when you don't want to, because you begin to get used to it and it becomes the normal, and you begin to see you're surrounded by people that are ill, and that becomes normal to be ill and things like that. And it's not normal to be ill, because everyone gets ill now and again, whether it's physical or mental health. But surrounding by it, it just encourages your mind to become into this bad place. And another probably self like I'll do another video on self confidence, because that is a big thing for me. I was very shy and stuff, and very quiet person that used to get very upset and had social anxiety and stuff. And now I'm making videos. I'm the most confident person. I'm not wearing makeup. I don't even care. I'll go out with my hair messy. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. And I've learned to love my body, even though I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I'm not fat. I know I'm not. And I don't know. It's just I want to help people as best as I can, and this is just me mumbling along again. And I will try and set an actual task on one video and not just mumbling about my life and what you should be doing. Because to be honest, I can't tell you exactly what you should do to get better or to have a happier life, because every single person is different. I know some people that exercising helps, and then I know some people that if exercise they become obsessed and it gets them ill. Like me, I can't exercise because of it, and I've accepted that. I know some people that going on a walk will help because they're getting out the fresh air, and I know some people that are going on a walk is really triggering, they want to run away, and they, if they're younger especially, that's not a good idea, because then they end up getting lost or something. So it's kind of good to like find a way that helps you. Mine's is sometimes cleaning, because I've never had an obsession with cleaning, so that's okay. That's the safe thing for me to do, and just the feeling after it of accomplishing something and seeing my flat nice and tidy, it makes me feel really good about myself. And I make sure, and my advice to anyone that's in a place to, is to spend at least half an hour to an hour a day doing something purely for you, no one else, just you, that makes you feel good. For me, it is having a Galaxy Ripple hot chocolate, which is pretty fucking good, and watching a happy sad film like The Green Mile. That's quite emotional, so it kind of gets out any upset, but it makes you feel good at the same time. And Disney as well. I love Disney. I've always loved Disney. I don't care if people say it's got messages in it or something. I've heard that shit all before. I don't care. I love it. It was a childhood favourite. So, but doing something, and I have a bunny. I have a pet bunny, and just sitting with her and stroking her and seeing how much she trusts me, just makes me, and how much she loves me. Like she'll you can see it. That makes me feel better as well. So there's so many different things you can do, but as long as you do at least one thing a day, even if it's just going and buying your favourite sweet or something, one thing a day, it will help in the long run. And try build it up until you're doing every day, all day, something. You will have times when you're sad. Everyone does, but you need to accept them and be like, fine, it happens to everyone. I don't need to panic. I'm not getting ill. I'm not ill. I'm not going to end up in hospital again. I'm not going to end up doing something really silly. It's natural. Everyone's moods go up and down. But as I was saying, eventually try and spend most of your days, if not all your days, doing something that you enjoy and something that makes you feel good. Or even just coming home at the end of the day and seeing someone you love. I don't know. It's different for everyone. So yeah, that's me mumbling. Feel free to message me or anything. I'm here to help. I'm helping myself and I'm helping you.